All right, we're rolling.
All right.
All right. Hey, everybody. We are here at Hawks Pad.
Sunday, January 14th.
So, we're launching the podcast today.
Finally.
Yes. And we have 4 podcasts. Four, because why have one when you can have 4?
We just kept coming up with ideas.
Yeah. So, the main URL for the podcast will take you to a Patreon page. So the main URL is hawkpodcasts.com. Hawkpodcasts, plural.com. That'll forward you to our Patreon page. And there's 4 podcasts. I'm just going to go through them and tell you what you get. You can join for free. If you join for free, you get an audio version of the podcast that's called Hawk Droppings. And that is,
Hawk Droppings is going to be a once a week.
You got a hair sticking off your face.
Thanks. Hawk Droppings is going to be like a once a week podcast where I do like a deep dive into something for 45 minutes, but just one subject area. And the first 2 episodes of that I've done, the first one I spent about 45 minutes talking about Project 2025. And then I dove into the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which it's way more interesting than it sounds. Trust me.
It's pretty good. I was pretty bored with the title, but once I listened to it, it was good stuff. So you get that free audio if you just sign up for free. And you can actually listen to that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where else? You can listen to it on Patreon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. So it's on all those platforms.
And the link to to my YouTube page is in my link tree in my bio on my TikTok page.
Yeah. So basically, the other thing we did is we put up, with the exception of Hawk Droppings, we put up a sample video podcast of every tier, so you can kind of get a feeling for what it is and if it's something you're interested in. All right. Back to the lowest tier is $2 a month. It's called Coffee with Hawk. It's 15 to 20 minute kind of news wrap up, breakdown of the news over the last couple of days. It's going to be 2 times a week, but it's structured so that if there's something newsworthy, he can sit down and do a quick, 10-minute dive into what's happening, and I can upload that pretty quickly. So it'll likely be, I don't know.
It'll be 2 to 4 times a week, somewhere in that range.
Something like that.
Depending on current events.
And that's, which there's a lot. And that's not going to be available anywhere else. It's just going to be on Patreon, although we may, there is an example on YouTube right now, and we may upload that to YouTube later, on a delay or something. Second one is Hawk Droppings. That's the one you get free audio. If you sign up for free, if you pay $5 a month, you get, with every tier that you go up, you get all the lower tier stuff included. So for Hawk Droppings, we kind of already went over what that was. So if you sign up at that tier, you get the video of that, and you get the video Coffee with Hawk. Third tier is Full Potato Friday, of course. Again, that's 40 minutes once a week. That's $10 a month. You get the lower tiers included, and that's,
It's just whoever went full potato during that given week. And I think the episode that we have up on YouTube right now covers 4 people. Then episode 2, I went through Steve Bannon and somebody else.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. So the 2 of them took up a whole episode.
Yeah, because they went full potato. And that's something, we'll probably upload that to YouTube after a month, something like that. But you can check out the example on there. And then if you want to be, the highest level of support is Hawk After Dark. And that's $15 a month, once a week, 40-minute episode. And it's Hawk After Dark. And this includes that podcast, but it's also going to include a bunch of extra stuff that is in the works, like a podcast with Hawk and myself. I think we're going to call it brothers or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. We're going to do something with that.
Yeah,
It's going to include, go ahead.
It's just going to be us talking about our childhood trauma.
Yeah, fun. Probably other things too. We might talk about whatever we feel like talking about. Or actually healing from childhood trauma. How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Not just not dragging people through trauma, but actually how to heal childhood trauma. Probably some Cletus podcast stuff.
Yeah, Cletus is going to guest host.
That's where we'll have lives with Hawk and myself, maybe Hawk and special guests. That could be really cool. I think we're going to do Q&A, which I think would be really fun. Like have you guys come and, send in questions, and then we can do, video episodes where I ask Hawk questions that you guys send in, and that can be on anything. And then, other stuff we haven't thought of yet. So the Hawk After Dark level was just kind of like if you really want to support this effort.
And they're we haven't even announced this yet, and there have already been 4 or 5 people who've signed up at $15 a month.
I don't know. People find, I guess, from YouTube maybe, or somehow people
maybe,
find it.
yeah. And again, it's like not to beat a dead horse or anything, but given the things that I've gone through over the last 6 or 7 months, I'm having to reinvent my career, whether I want to or not. Unfortunately, this is something that I very much enjoy doing and want to continue to do in this new way, where I can talk more about things as opposed to just talk about something for 60 seconds or 3 minutes.
Yeah, the podcasts are really cool. I mean, I've been mostly working on getting them live. I mean, I knew nothing about this when I started this whole thing, so I've had to learn it all. But
Same.
it's they're really great. It's like after I kind of got all the mechanics worked out, and I was able to just sit and listen to some of them or listen to them in my car. He's really good at this kind of stuff, as you know, but the longer form is really nice because it's like, well, it's a podcast, I guess. You already know that.
It just allows for greater in-depth levels of explanation and understanding.
Yeah. And so if you have any questions or issues or comments or whatever, you can email Hawk at hawkpodcasts.com. And it might take a while to respond because you're starting trial tomorrow. I have a photo shoot this week, so we're going to be pretty busy this week and probably the next 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
But we will get back to you for sure. And I just wanted to mention, that the overall goal, one of the goals of this thing is to create a different relationship between. He's checking to make sure it's recording.
No, we have 2 minutes left.
Oh,
with less than about a minute and a half.
Okay, create a different relationship with the community that's outside of TikTok shenanigans and trolls and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure the trolls will find their way here somehow, but. And also just to create a community that's kind of supportive of people that want to be informed, stay educated. It's kind of a crazy, uncertain, scary time. And I think the element of community is really important and really valuable for that. So it's going to be a long year, or who knows how long, longer than a year for sure. But creating community around this stuff and just having discussion, being engaged, being informed is part of the goal also.
And I wanted to say that absolutely none of this would be possible without my brother. He has just kicked ass on this stuff and blows my mind on a daily basis. And I also, so huge thank you to him.
Thanks, man.
And also a big shout out to our buddy Wiseacre, who did all of our graphics for us. And he really, really knocked it out of the park on every one of them.
Yeah, he was awesome. And you. I mean, this wouldn't be possible without you. You have an incredible skill for this, and it's unique and I think valuable. So,
thank you.
Yeah. All right, that's it. hawkpodcasts.com.
I hope you guys like it.
See ya.